Talk is talk.
What's good? What's good? What's good? On this beautiful morning. How's everyone doing? Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Primetime, Rise and Grind here on the Primetime Network. Yes. I'm your host, Big G, and I want to welcome you all to Primetime, Rise and Grind. Yes. We're going to start this day off with motivation, inspiration, and methodologies on elevation, right? Through our consistent and sustainable conversations. Today, though, although today, it's a little bit different. And I'm going to get through it. Y'all know I'm here for a short time. A good time. Not a long time. But today we're going to talk about, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about promoting, promotions, the promoter. The promoter gets a bad rap, right? A lot of times. And you have different types of promoters. You got square business promoters, and I'm going to talk about the square business tour that I'm going to kick off here soon enough. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you about what it takes, what it really takes to promote a comedy showcase or a live talent event, like really, the bare bones of everything that goes into it. So if you're interested in promotions, if you're interested in this side of the game, and doing it the right way, okay, let's talk about it. Because, there's more ways than one to skin a cat, but there's definitely a right way to approach the business. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Tune in, lock in, tap in, and let's get into it. Welcome to Primetime, Rise and Grind, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. I'm going to make sure that we are up and functioning across all of our platforms. I need to ensure that we're up and functioning across all of our platforms because I don't want anybody to miss um, what we're talking about today. I really don't. I want you to lock in. Um, I'm trying to read something at the same time while I'm talking to you. I told you I don't multitask. I like to sit there and, 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 and lock in on some stuff, and give what I'm doing, all of my efforts, the best of my efforts. You so yeah. Just give me 1 second. Let me get all this stuff out the way. A little house cleaning. Make sure my audios are good all the way around the board. Make sure that you like, share, comment, and lock us in. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to lock in with us. You know, let's get this information out. Sound information. Yeah, we cut up. Yeah, we act a fool every once in a while on this thing because it's all about entertainment. It's all about enjoying what it is that you're doing, enjoying your life, enjoying the situation that you're in. Because if you choose misery, if you choose a miserable life, and negativity surrounds you all the time, um, I really don't know what to tell you. I'm not a clinical specialist. I'm not a health guru. None of that. Um, so I get on here and I talk about what works for me. And if you could sit there and pull something out of what it is that we're talking about, then good for you. So be it. Big shout out to my girl Boogie, J Boogie Eats. I think she's going through some clinical stuff at the hospital. Man, y'all keep J Boogie in Thais. Y'all keep her in our prayers, man. That's my girl, man. She was 100% supportive and still 1,000% supportive with everything we do with our comedy, with our comedy showcases or events that we host with comedian Jarrell Braswell, anything else that we do, she's always um, been in support. Yeah, she comes out and supports, and I appreciate her for all that she does. Marcus Clayton and um, Little Lady Man Gentleman, your sister, prayers go out to you and your family. We're always thinking about you guys, without question. So, let's get into it, man. Let's really get into it. I think I'm up. Everything. Twitch, LinkedIn, we're good. All right. Let's stop guessing, right? Let's stop guessing. I gotta get me a pen because we're going to talk today. We're going to sit there. We're going to engage. We're going to talk. And if nobody's there, then you go back, you listen to it, and you add this into your mix. You add this into your win system. But let's talk about it first, right? Let's talk about some things that you need to really tap in with as you're working this social construct of putting together and promoting the show, right? Stop guessing, start budgeting. Everybody wants a sold out show, but very few people understand what it actually costs to put people in the seats. Yeah. Yeah. This isn't imagination. This isn't an imaginary game. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't let's guess or let's try some shit. No. Talent doesn't understand this. And if they do understand it and they don't assist, then you don't need to fuck with them. Period. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Stop chasing clout. Stop chasing folks that you think are going to be the reason behind your success because their price tag is high. It's so unreasonable that it doesn't make any sense unless you're in a situation where you can maximize that price tag and fill an arena and actually, you know, win. And everybody wants to put the onus on Live Nation for how they're scamming folks with tickets and all kinds of stuff. The CEO that was laying in bed with, not literally laying in bed, but in bed business wise, with the ticket subculture, you know, how they were buying up the tickets and reselling the tickets at astronomical rates. And then come to find out that the live stream CEOs and the StubHub individuals were laying it together. So there's some shady dealings that's going on. There's no integrity amongst the individuals that are producing these tickets for these shows across the country, and they have a stronghold on the different businesses and venues because they swear that they can just sell out tickets, sell out shows, sell out. But people are tired of spending $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a show. Well, some of them aren't. Some people aren't. Some of these jackasses are out here spending this at concerts. And I'm not knocking the hustle. Believe me, I'm not knocking the hustle. If you got someone that will spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a ticket for personal interaction and coming on stage and all this other kind of stuff at your show, hey, more power to you. More power to you. That responsibility and ignorance falls on the person that is willing to spend that money in those particular situations. And I don't sit there and say I'm for it or against it. I know I'm not doing it. Regardless of who it is. But if you can put yourself in a situation to win like that, I think it's stealing, but if you can win like that, then so be it. Because you're only going to get 5 minutes of fun, and that 20,000 is done. So much more that could go on to your life. Just to dance with, or pal around, or kick it with. Man, let's get into this, right? Let's really, really get into this. All right. So we're pulling back the curtain on one of the biggest misconceptions in entertainment. Everybody wants to produce a comedy show or any type of show. Everybody wants to throw a concert, promote an artist, wants to sell out the venue. But almost nobody wants to talk about what it actually costs to make that happen. Here's the truth. People don't attend events simply because they're good. People attend events they know about. And people only know about your event if somebody is consistently putting it in front of them. I talk about that all the time. You have to consistently promote, advertise, push your business. I said, I use the jingle, da 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 da. Hey, I'm loving it. Every time you hear that jingle, you think about McDonald's. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. Y'all know it. All compact. Put on a sesame seed bun. Push it out the motherfucking window. Y'all know what it is, man. You gotta promote. You gotta be in their face constantly. Promotion is not an investment. Promotion isn't an expense. You might not like the sound of that. If nobody knows your event exists, it doesn't matter how funny the comedian is. It doesn't matter how talented the artist is. It doesn't matter how beautiful the venue is. An empty room is still an empty room. Too many first-time promoters spend all of their money booking talent and almost nothing marketing the show. That's a fail. Then they're surprised when 50 people show up inside a room that holds 500. That's backwards. You don't build a successful event by hoping people come. No, you don't. You don't. And I've been on every side of this, because I know what I put into promoting, marketing, and branding our events. And still, you might not see the success that you want because of other underlying reasons. There's some hate that's out there. There's some people that try to be malicious and undercut your business, but that's a whole different situation. We're not talking about that today. We talked about that yesterday. Blackballing and folks doing all kind of sideways shit. You build a successful event through planning, consistency, marketing, partnerships, street promotion, digital advertising, media interviews, community relationships, and repetition. Here's another mistake. Promoters try to book talent they cannot afford. Instead of building around a realistic budget, there's nothing wrong with starting small. Pack out a 100-seat room, then a 200-seat room, then a 500-seat room. Momentum builds credibility. Empty seats destroy it. Success in entertainment isn't about pretending to be bigger than you are. It's about consistently delivering an experience people want to come back to. Remember this, promotion starts the moment the contract is signed. Not 2 weeks before the event. Because if you're serious about building a brand, you treat promotion like it's part of the production. Because it is. Today, we're going to break down exactly where your money should go, how to hire talent that fits your budget, and how to market a whole lot smarter, and how to avoid breaking the bank while building a successful event. Let's rise, let's grind, and man, let's get to learning this business. Here's your morning motivation before we really jump off into it. Promote like you believe. If you're not excited enough to promote your own event, why should anyone else buy a ticket? Your energy sells. Your consistency sells. Your confidence sells. Never expect the public to become more excited than the promoter. That's in life. That's in anything. If you are not excited about what it is that you're doing, and people are funny about how you show excitement, you can't be out there, everybody want to be cool. Cool ain't buy shit. Cool don't win shit. Cool don't sell tickets. Cool is for the motherfucking refrigerator. Cool down these goddamn drinks. Put them on ice. You have to be excited about the shit you doing, man. If you're not excited about what you do, anybody else gonna be excited about what it is that you do. And don't let people trick you out of or put you in a position to make you feel like you're doing too much. Motherfucker, I ain't doing enough, obviously. And if you're around me telling me I'm doing too much, then get the fuck away from me. Because you ain't doing nothing at all. Except for chopping and flopping and flapping your gums and not assisting me in accomplishing our goals. Or at that point, my goals. And that is a successful show. Stop chasing famous. Build profitable. Too many promoters chase celebrity names instead of profitable events. Here's a better question. Would you rather have one celebrity performing in front of 50 people or 4 rising comedians performing in front of a packed room of 300? Packed rooms create momentum. Momentum attracts sponsors. Sponsors attract bigger talent. Grow smart. And just because they're a bigger talent don't mean that people are going to come see them. What might be funny to you as a promoter, what you like, may not be funny to the masses. Now here's your event budget breakdown. Where should the money go, right? And I'm giving you the practical breakdown. We can get into, the true nuts and bolts of it at a later date, but use this as a good indicator of how to put all this together. I'm not going to sit there and slow down. I'm going to run through it. You can always go back and listen to the conversation. And if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, hey man, give me a call, hit me with an email, drop it in the comments, like, comments, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Look here. Where should the money go? Talent. The talent. And between 30 to 40% of your total budget. 40% is on the high end. That's on the high end. Unless you have some type of deal worked out with a really good talent, and you're pushing 40 to 50%, you know what I'm saying? That it's like you got a door deal with these people or something, or you're going into it collaborating into this with another individual, then that's where you see those numbers kind of change. So anywhere between 30 to 40%. Book talent that fits your market and your pocket. Don't book someone simply because they're famous. Sorry. Don't book someone simply because they're famous. They're going to want top dollar. You're going to try to work a deal. They're going to sit there and look at you like you motherfucking crazy. Then you're going to agree to something because they didn't put you in a position of leverage like, hey man, don't call me wasting my time. Oh, no. We really want you. Let us do what we got to do to get you here. I'll give you the upfront money. Let's sign the contract. Man, look, don't waste your time. Go into this shit knowing what the fuck you're doing. Book someone who helps you make money. That's a real easy one. And if they don't do any of those things, if you're not hitting or clipping out on it on those things, then don't do it, man. You're going to lose. You're going to lose because you're going into it backwards. Marketing and advertising. 25 to 35%. This is where many promoters fail. If nobody sees the advertisement, nobody buys tickets. They don't know about it. You can't assume that word of mouth is going to move. Or, hey, man, this is a walk-up town. And people, no, that's bullshit. That's you hoping and praying for something to work out. We don't hope and pray. Let's be strategic and intentional about the things that we're doing as it relates to business, because that's what this is. This is business. You wonder why people don't believe in promoters, because everybody's a janky promoter. No, that's not true. You done dealt with just some janky ass people, and folks don't know what the fuck they're doing or what they're talking about. But when you deal with folks that do have an idea or some semblance of wanting to make something work and want to work with you, then you want to be the asshole on the other side of the fence. But hey, it's business. You learn, you go, you grow. 15 to 20%. You negotiate. That's the venue. That's the venue situation, right? Or you lock in a particular rate. You know, most theaters might run you anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, and that has 1,500 seats I'm just using you some examples. Some run 500 to 1,000 plus insurance, all that other kind of good stuff that comes into play. So think about it. Instead of trying to do the 1,500 seater, do your 100 seater, 200 seater, 500 seater, and build that momentum up to where you can get folks into knowing that, hey man, this guy really promotes really good shows. He brings people out. It's safe. It's family friendly oriented. Not where you got kids coming out, but I'm saying it's family friendly where it's me and my date or my wife, my husband can go out and have a really good time. Negotiate. Ask questions. Look for venues willing to partner with growing promoters. You are a growing promoter, you're new to this, go find venues that are ready to grow with you. Got them out there. Why? Because business isn't how it used to be. They've killed the nightclub game. Why? Because the only thing that they want in the nightclub now is sections, popping bottles, and hookah. Everybody wants to pretend like they're a fucking celebrity. Hey man, if that's what the party is these days, so be it. That's not what the party was back in the day. Hey man, we had special areas, we had VIP and all that kind of good stuff, but everybody was normal. Everybody wasn't trying to be the content creator that goes viral or, hey, look at me. No, man, I'm coming to a party to goddamn get my boogie on and get the hell on up out of here. At the end of the night, I'm pulling something out this motherfucking club and we're going to get right. We're going to get tight. And I'm taking flight in this motherfucker. But no, today, everybody got to be the superstar. Everybody got to show that they popping bottles. Everybody got to show that they got the goddamn the bottle girls and the car people and hey, our section is popping. Leave the club, ain't got shit. They ain't got a house to go to. You living on somebody's fucking sofa or some shit like that. So let's be smart about the venues and what we invest into the venues, because you can always find a venue that needs assistance. Every nightclub isn't jumping Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Jazz clubs on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Jazz brunch after church, stuff like that. No, they are not. You can do day parties. You can sit there and find venues that aren't doing anything. Their business isn't going well. Hey man, let me be a boost. Let me be a help to you. Let me bring people into your situation. And you negotiate that. 15-20%. Remember that. Production. You always got to have production, because you're not the DJ, you're not the light man, you're not the sound, none of that. Sound, lighting, DJ, stage management, photography, videography. Around 10 to 15%. Quality production creates repeat customers. Yes, it does. If you have all of these things in place, good sound, good lighting, great DJ, stage management, folks that are there to help you coordinate, making sure that nothing goes wrong on the stage, behind the stage, you know what I mean? Making sure that everything hits the way it's supposed to hit. You got a great stage crew, lighting crew, DJ. Hey man, quality production brings more customers, repeat customers, and they love the production factor of what it is that you do. 10 to 15%. And an emergency reserve. Always keep 5 to 10% available for unexpected expenses. Because it always happens. I don't give a damn what's going on. It's always going to happen. Something unexpected is going to pop up. So I've given you the percentage breakdowns. And you can sit there and you can balance that out how you want. I'm just telling you that's how you approach, or that's the smart approach to the win. Right? So now let's start breaking it down. Promotion breakdown. Radio. Great for community awareness, interview opportunities, ticket giveaways, morning shows, estimated local campaigns anywhere from $250 to $2,000, depending on how big you're going to go. And I'm trying to show you that, hey man, I'm not saying just go throw $1,000 into radio promotions. That is not what I said. I'm giving you an average. an estimated range of what a local campaign would cost you, because you're not going to promote 2 weeks out. I normally give myself 2 to 3 months of promo. And we're doing soft promos. We're building it up. We're talking with comedians. We're getting the drops. We're getting all of the content and information that we need, so that when we start rolling this thing out full-fledged, we're not going back, hey, man, I need this drop. Hey, man, I need XYZ. Hey, man, can you send me some pictures? Hey, man, no, all of this stuff is done 3 months in advance, if not longer, so that you can ensure an awesome show, or an awesome production or presentation. Television, best for larger productions, brand credibility, community programming, entertainment news. That budget normally ranges in between $500 to $5,000, depending on what you want to put into it, what type of resources you want to put into it. Now, when I say $2,000 to $5,000, those are larger shows. Those are bigger shows. I'm not telling you to go put this kind of money into a show and you only having 200, you only got 200 seats. No, you have to adjust this shit reasonably and make it make sense to where it's okay. If I've got a 100-seater or I got 200 seats, then I'm going to adjust my budget along that smaller scale to where I'm not blowing myself out of the water. You have to know initially how much money you want to spend, and then you break out those percentages like I told you to. It's just that simple. This is not rocket science, people. Usually your highest return on investment, when used consistently, and this is just kind of up in the air, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, and paid ads, content should begin 6 to 8 weeks before the event. And you start pushing it out there, and you start disseminating, and you do target demographic marketing. I'm not going to promote to someone in California for an event that's taking place in Mississippi. Yes, the blanket will go out there, but I am directly targeting and marketing from where I am. My point, my center point. You put a point on the map, where you are, where you're located, where this event is, and then you look at 30, 40, 50, 100 miles out, the circumference from that point, and that's where you're pushing that marketing to. Radio stations in those areas, in those cities, street teams hitting the ground, television, pushing that messaging, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, direct marketing to those regions, specific age group. You can get those analytics down to a point. Very site specific, if you're serious about this. And all of this has to happen before you even say, hey man, who are we booking? Who do we want to bring into the city? You have to have this stuff mapped out already. Know what your budget is, so that when you get on that telephone with that comedian or that manager and say, hey man, we have a date locked in, we're interested in bringing you to the city, guess what? You're not fumbling and bumbling talking about no, you're saying, hey man, this is what we got, this is what we got going on, what's your rate, this is what we have budget wise, can you work with this? If not, I appreciate your time, thank you, maybe next time, or if so, we're gonna confirm this. Boom, I'm sending you this contract, I'm sending you your deposit, and we'll see your ass and you'll get your back in when you get off the motherfucking plane. Street team, still one of the most effective methods. Flyers, business cards, posters, community events, barber shops, beauty salons, restaurants, colleges, comedy clubs. That budget approximately around $300 to $1,500, depending on team size and campaign length. All of this stuff depends on incumbent. It has to make sense. So hiring talent without breaking the bank, right? Look for these types of performers. And I'm telling you to be site specific. And if, I'm not telling you to be an asshole. I'm just telling you that the performer is not thinking about you. The talent, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about their pocket. They don't give two damns about, unless they're your friend Unless these are people that you've done business with and have a beautiful relationship with. But these are for new promoters that are coming into the game. They don't give a damn about what kind of problems you have going on in your life. So stop trying to talk to them as though you guys have a relationship. No, you don't have a relationship until after 2 or 3 shows and you put money in their pocket. Then you start forming a business relationship. Not even a partnership. You start forming a business relationship. They realize that, hey, he's a good businessman. He's going to pay me for my time, service, and efforts. And guess what? I don't mind coming to do business with him. As a matter of fact, hell, I can lock him in at a particular rate so that he can continue to win. And as he grows, then my bankroll grows with this individual. But that takes time. Those relationships take time to lock in. So you want to look for performers who sell tickets. Because some tell you, hey man, I don't sell tickets. That's not what I do. I'm the star. I'm the headliner. I'm just coming to the show, getting on stage, and going on about my business once I sit there and rock out. That's their business. I don't fuck with people like that. But that's their business. Promote themselves. You see? Very important, because if they're not willing to promote themselves, then they damn sure not going to promote your show. Engage with fans. Very important. The people aren't coming to see the promoter. The people are coming to see the talent. So you want a talent that is sociable, someone that can take some time, and you have to market that time. You have to sit there and let people know, hey man, between these hours and these hours, you can actually come do a meet and greet, Q&A, whatever the case may be. And after that, it's over with. Because we always talk about how valuable one's time is. You're not going to sit there and just have a talent just hanging around waiting for a meet and greet, and you want them to sit there and do a show, and you want to sit there and after the event come to the after party and do pictures and photos. No, man, that stuff costs money. It takes time. You got to pay for that shit, but people don't realize that. Promoters don't realize that. They don't account for that. So it always becomes some confusion. So you make sure that it's in the rider. Hey man, this is what we're talking about. This is what we need to do. We got a Q&A. We got a meet and greet. And you make sure that you're accounting for the time so that they can't sit there and say, hey man, we ain't talk about this. You're not paying me for this. No, motherfucker, I'm paying you for everything that's on this rider, and we gonna handle this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, don't bring your ass. I'm not gonna pay you to come down here and goddamn fuck over my money. You don't want me to fuck over your money. I'm trying to get to the bag just like you trying to get to the bag. Guess what? This is what we need to do to make this shit happen. To appeal to our base and make sure that we have true engagement with our audience. Show up professionally. Because some of them don't show up. Some of them show up fucked up, drunk, sloppy, not ready to be on stage, can't perform, late. No. And then you got to deal with breach of contract, and now you got to sue. No. You eliminate that. That's why you got to do good, fair, equitable business. Work as partners, not just performers. Do not, ladies and gentlemen, pay for someone's ego. No, it ain't worth it. Just because you think you a star, motherfucker, I don't give a damn. That's the problem. You guys are so stuck in the fact that, hey, man, he's a star. He's famous. He's this. No, I wouldn't give a damn. He's still trying to get a check. Give a damn how famous you are. We talking about me pulling some money out of my pocket and giving to you to come perform. So if you're not going to come here and do the best job possible for me to goddamn get a return on my investment, that ROI, stay the fuck away from me, man. Because it's not going to end well on either side. Because you're not going to be happy, I'm not going to be happy. And we want this to be an equitable situation so that everyone wins. And if we're not doing business like that, then we don't need to do business together. And I don't give a damn if it's a transactional situation. Guess what? Within that transaction, there are some agreements that we've actually laid out in this contract that you have to meet. And if you don't meet that shit, guess what? We're going to have a problem. As a promoter, talking to talent, And I don't have a problem with hurting your motherfucking feelings because you don't know me, I don't know you. But this contract is stating exactly what it is that we're going to abide by and we're going to do. And if anything is amiss, you can best believe I ain't giving you a fucking quarter. Take me to court. Pull out your pistol. I got a pistol motherfucking too, nigga. That ain't the issue. Let's goddamn handle this contract the way that we talked about handling this contract. And so we don't even get to that level of ignorance because we're doing fair and equitable business. Those are things or the truths that people steer away from because they just goddamn happy-go-lucky and hoping shit goes right within the contract or within what they're trying to do as a promoter because they're trying to show folks, hey man, I can do some shit. Nah, fuck that. This is a business. Asses to seats, return on investments, and if I sit there and I blow out my budget trying to sit there and pay somebody that I think is just going to bring seats, bring people to put asses in seats, then I'm going to end up losing any which way it goes because I'm trying to satisfy somebody that don't give two damns about me. They just want the bag. 5 ways to save money. Find local sponsors, restaurants, barbershops, car dealerships, real estate agents, insurance agencies, but you have to go to them with a full perspective of what it is that you're trying to do, wanting to do, a complete breakdown, not some partial breakdown. You have to have every part of it. Return on investments, who you're bringing, what kind of light is going to shine on the city. Are they going to actually go to the restaurant, the barbershop, the car dealership? All of this stuff has to be negotiated first because if you bring a talent in and say, hey man, let's go hit the city, and they're like, bro, I just want to go to my hotel room. And it's not negotiated to where it's, hey, when you get in, we're going to hit the ground. We're going to do some street team promotion and some working. Then you're going to lose. The talent's going to be upset because they don't want to get out there and do that unless it's negotiated. And you know, hey, man, we got to go out here and we're going to go talk to some of these people. We're going to go talk to some of our sponsors. We're going to have dinner at this restaurant. We're going to go get you a haircut at this barbershop. We're going to go stand by one of these cars and take a picture with this car dealership. We're going to go to one of these site homes with this real estate agent and sit there and do a drop for XYZ. There's more ways than one to skin this. You have to know how to have this conversation, and it has to happen well before the show kicks off. You have to have your formula and your format that when you talk to the talent, you give them a true idea of, hey, man, these are some of the things that I'm interested in having you do. Can you participate in this? Have your chit list, man, and check this shit off. If they can, they can. If they can't, they can't. And if it fits what it is you're trying to do within your mold, then guess what? You move forward. If not, hey, man, thank you. Maybe next time. Don't sit there and waste an individual's time. I want to get to it. I want to let you know what's going on. And this is what we have available. This is what we can do. And here's my budget. When a motherfucker asks you, hey man, what's your budget? They're serious. They want to know what your budget is. And if you can sit there and tell them, hey man, this is my budget for a headliner. This is how many seats we have. And this is what we're trying to do. And if they can't work with it, then go find somebody else, man. That's their loss, not your loss. Go find a talent that is ready to work with you. As I say, go where you're appreciated and loved instead of tolerated. Number 2, partner with local media. Exchange interviews for tickets. It works sometimes, but at the same time, they're going to want you to pay into their system. They're not just going to give you free advertisement. The radio disc jockey and the program director and the sales reps are not going to just give you free air. It doesn't work that way. But you can work out sponsorship packages. You can work out great deals so that you're consistently being pushed over the radio and over television. You got to partner with local media and the newspaper. Strangely enough, but true, but they still produce newspapers. Use volunteers and interns. I'm not real big on volunteers and interns. Why? Because volunteers and interns are just that. They're unpaid help, and unpaid help don't help. It's on my list because it's an avenue, but unpaid help and interns don't help. You will give them promotional flyers and information. They'll push 1 or 2. They got distracted and something else comes up. That shit ends up in the back of their car or in the garbage can. Now you've wasted money. So volunteers and interns are good for as good as they can get sometimes. It ain't worth a damn. Film students, marketing students, photography students, no. Everybody is grifting these days. Everybody has their fucking hand out. So, so nobody wants to learn the game. Nobody wants to learn the business. Nobody wants to learn what it is that it takes to get to where you are. They don't care about where you are. They want their bread, right? So put yourself in a position to where you can find 5 people, 5 true hardcore individuals that you can put on payroll, and they can get out there and they can be your street team. And why do I say you want to put them on payroll? Because guess what? They got to put gas in their car. They got to eat lunch. They got to do all kinds of things because you want them to go 30, 50, 100 miles out and push material and blanket areas with material and talk up what it is that you have going on. That costs money. Interns, no. Volunteers, no. That shit don't work. It works when you got some hardcores in your corner, but for the most part, no. Bundle advertisement if you can. One media buy should include radio, social, website, email, live interviews, all of that good stuff. And make sure that you build an email list. Your biggest asset shouldn't be social media. It should be your audience database. Yeah. Because that database is going to carry. Every time you have an event or a show, guess what? You're shooting an email out to your early birds. You shooting an email out to the individuals that want to participate. They love what you got going on. Hey, man, anytime you have an event, make sure you let me know what's going on. That becomes your core. That becomes your base. And anytime you have something going on, you make sure that you have flyers, promotional information, early bird discounts, all of that stuff with the people that, hey, they rocking out with you. They're there. They're a part of the business, right? So I've given you the rundown. I've given you the bare bones of it, man. It doesn't get any, there's not too much more to it than that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to do some business, or if you have some, hey man, gee, I need some help. Hey, let's talk about it. Yeah, come on, let's get it, man. I'd be more than happy to assist you and show you how to sit there and run this system. J Rock, what's going on, man? ANBS. I don't know who that is. What's going on, Miss Lab? 001. AAND. Oh, Andy's mom. Okay, Andy's mom. 001. What's going on, Andy's mom? Or Anna D's mom? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program, y'all. So, big shout out, man. Let me give a big shout out to these rising businesses. Make sure y'all keep your eyes on the prize. Boss Talk Podcast 101, comedian Jarrell Braswell, Rob Escobar's Job Blaze, The Cloud Chronicles, Tisha Lee with HL Raymond Properties, Jonathan Shaw with Inside Speaks, Emily Mitchell, and Kiara Smith. Heals, Healing, and Hope. Support people who consistently invest in building their brands. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Educating note of the day. Marketing versus promotion. Marketing creates your brand identity. Promotion creates immediate awareness for a specific event, product, or service. You need both. There's a symbiotic relationship there, people. Promotion fills seats. Marketing builds loyalty. Here's your motivational minute, and we're going to get on up out of here. All right, because I've been running a little bit longer. I've gone over 19 minutes on my 30-minute spot. Don't spend all your money trying to look successful. Spend your money building a successful business. There's a difference. A packed room built through smart planning is worth more than an expensive event that loses money. Build slowly, build professionally, build for the long term. And here's the question of the day. What's the biggest mistake you've seen promoters make when putting together a comedy show, concert, or live event? Is it poor marketing, booking talent they can't afford, waiting too late to promote, pricing tickets incorrectly, choosing the wrong venue, not building community partnerships? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's help the next generation of promoters avoid expensive mistakes. And in our takeaway, remember this: a successful event isn't measured by who performed. It's measured by whether people had a great experience and wanted to come back. You build relationships, respect your budget, promote consistently, treat every customer like they're returning next month, and never confuse looking successful with operating a successful business. Let me say that again. Never confuse looking successful with operating a successful business, because in this business, promotion doesn't cost you money. Poor promotion does. So we're going to close this thing out. I'm going to give it to you spiritually. Give it to you as it is. Proverbs 21:5, King James Version of the Bible. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to put us in a situation, but of everyone that is hasty, only to want. Plan carefully, budget wisely, promote consistently, deliver excellence, and success will have a much better chance of finding you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this morning here on Primetime Rise and Grind. Lock us in. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, we'll be right back at this thing, ladies and gentlemen, here in just a little bit, around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be locking in with our good man, Jonathan Shaw, Inside Speaks. So make sure you lock us in, man. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate everyone for participating with Primetime Rise and Grind. As always, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, wellness. Stay tuned. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us, because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.